What the Virginia? I can't buy lettuce on Sunday, but I can still buy wine, which is all that really matters. Hi, I'm Brittany, a Bristol native, and welcome Future Virginians. Today we're diving into the heart of the Old Dominion to explore the vibrant state of Virginia. From historic charm to modern allure, we'll uncover the pros and cons, the good and the bad of living in this diverse and dynamic state. Whether you're drawn to the scenic landscapes of the Blue Ridge Mountains, like where I'm from, or the rich history of places like Williamsburg, join us on this journey as we weigh the factors that make Virginia a unique place to call home. As the question always goes, do you want to start with the good or the bad? I feel like that could be subjective depending on the person, so I'm going to just spill the tea and let you decide. I have sweet tea though, because I'm from the South. First of all, let's talk about money, because if you're moving here, that's probably a pretty big question. So things like taxes, housing, cost of just stuff, and life. I did a cost of living video duo part 1 and 2 where I am in Southwest Virginia, so check those out if that's where you want to move. But first, let's talk about taxes. Virginia sales tax is some of the lowest in the country. Statewide, it's 5.3%. So whether you're buying a car in Richmond or a new Chanel bag at Tyson's Galleria in McLean, or a cow for your farm in Abingdon. We do have a low sales tax, which is a pro, of course, but one drawback is we have an income tax. So most states do. That may not be any different from where you're at now, but 9 states do not. So if you're coming from somewhere like Texas or Washington, you might want to keep that in mind about that income tax. But let's do a quick comparison. Let's say you make $100,000 a year. In California, after your income taxes, you'll make a net of about $70,041 a year. In Virginia, you'd walk away with about $72,550 after those taxes. It doesn't seem like a big difference, but how much further does your dollar go in Virginia compared to somewhere like California? So that kind of brings me to my second pro and con here. So I already did a video about some home prices and everyday costs in Southwest Virginia, but let's broaden that a little. So the average home price in Virginia is about $371,545, which is less than the national average. In Richmond, our capital, you can buy this 2,600 square foot house for about $600,000. But in Southwest Virginia, in Abingdon, you can buy a similar size house for only $387,000. This is still cheaper than places like California and New York. So whether these prices are a pro or a no will depend on where you're coming from and what part of Virginia you're going to. And just for some added drama, let's talk about some gas. In Virginia's capital of Richmond, gas is on average, at least this month, about $3.05 for regular old gas. LA, on the other hand, as in Los Angeles, holy cow, it's $4.89. So coming here, don't be shocked to see about 1,000 different gas guzzlers on the road at any given time. And if you've always wanted to drive a monster-sized truck like this one, now is your opportunity and you'll fit right in, at least where I'm from in Bristol. And that kind of opportunity kind of brings me into my third point here, our third pro and con, which might actually be determining where in Virginia you want to go. Maybe you're looking to work on Capitol Hill, relax in Virginia Beach, or live off the land in Mendota with your cows. The state is diverse in economy and industries. You can find anything ranging from political to healthcare, farming to education, and everything in between. Speaking of education, Virginia has some really great universities like University of Virginia and Virginia Tech, but you'll also find smaller schools like Roanoke College and community colleges dotted all around the state as well. But back to opportunity, where you may run into problems is if you want the lower cost of living in Southwest Virginia, but want to work in the tech industry of Northern Virginia. There is a diverse opportunity here, but it can be limited to certain geographical areas, which would be the thumbs down side of the opportunity equation. Virginia is diverse, including the landscapes, nature, and the weather. Southwest Virginia, where my hometown is surrounded by the majestic Blue Ridge Mountains of the Appalachian, teeming with rolling farmlands and close-knit communities. I'm a little biased. Of course, if you go east, you're going to get the coastal breeze and the relaxing beaches like Virginia Beach. Up north, you'll meet the hustle and the buzz of city life in the metro of Washington, D.C. So with these different regions of Virginia, of course, comes different weather. We don't have a lot of natural disasters, although the coast could get a hurricane. I think the last one was 2016 when Matthew hit. And some areas are at risk of tornadoes, which are way more common than hurricanes. We get about 18 a year, but nothing like Tornado Alley. Texans would probably just be chilling in their yard during a Virginia tornado. I've lived in this region almost my whole life and never seen one, and I'm terrified of them. Natural disasters aside, talking about just the everyday type of weather, if you're coming from somewhere, say San Diego, where you can have actual fun in the sun without melting, you may not enjoy our crazy humidity and scorching heat of July in Virginia. On the other hand, someone from Sarasota in Florida might find relief in our summers because Florida humidity and heat are just on another level. For the most part though, most of Virginia will get a good 4 seasons. And to be honest, I'd love to see way more snow down here in the south of Virginia. I guess you can't have it all, or maybe I should move up north. Weather preference is highly personal, so whether ours in Virginia is a yo or a no will be just what you personally like. So up until this point, all of the things mentioned before can simultaneously be good and bad, depending on what you like, what you're looking for, and where you're coming from. But one thing about Virginia that I don't think really has any cons is the fact that it is rich in history. And if you're a history buff like I am, Virginia is a never-ending land of exploration. It's home to some of America's oldest cities. Like, we all know that Jamestown was the first settlement, which is right here in Virginia. And the American Revolution was won at Yorktown, also in Virginia. Everywhere from DC to Hampton Roads to Shenandoah, and just about every other town you visit here is bursting with energy. One of my favorite places I've visited in Virginia is actually Williamsburg. I just think that it's really fascinating and kind of magical. You can just feel the energy and really get a good idea of what that colonial life was like. Sailing on a sailboat on the Chesapeake was pretty cool too, and seafood, fresh seafood. That's a bonus pro. Coastal Virginia is a smorgasbord for seafood. Okay, so now that I've made myself a little hungry thinking about some crab legs, I'm going to end on this note. I could go on and on about amazing places and parts of Virginia, as well as some of the not so amazing things. But one thing I do know for sure is it doesn't matter if you want the modern metropolis life of DC or the slower small town life of somewhere like Glade Springs. You might have to look that up on But there is something for everyone and somewhere for everyone. Somewhere that you will love and will feel right at home. Again, I'm Brittany. I'm a native to Bristol, Tennessee, Virginia, and a local real estate agent specializing in relocation. Bristol and our area of Southwest Virginia is amazing. And I want to help you move here with confidence, feeling like someone has got your back and can anticipate your needs. While I do understand the stress and difficulties of moving from one place to another and the process of home buying from A to Z, every person who comes through that door will be treated with integrity, professionalism, and care. In the past, I have lived in multiple bigger cities like Nashville and Toronto, even all the way in other countries like China. Going from that lifestyle and back to that small city life did cause some culture shock and of course some logistical difficulties like trying to sell a house in Toronto while moving and settling almost 700 miles away. So maybe you're in a similar situation. Also, being from the South, hospitality runs through our blood down here. I have multiple short-term rentals in the area where probably about 200 visitors from other cities and states have stayed and really appreciated the warmth and the welcoming aura so they could explore this area without any worry. But whether you're looking to move in 10 days or maybe even 90 days, I've got you. My broker and real estate contact info is below, so just message, text, email, call, whatever it is you got to do to begin your journey. But leave a comment below, maybe a question you have, or as someone who has made the move to Virginia, what would you add to the list? I drop new videos every week, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on those or the beauty, culture, and warmth that Virginia has to offer. And welcome to the good life.